Hi friends, I'm Jocelyn Peters. I'm the maker behind Mountain Song Designs and welcome to this episode. Today I have something exciting to share with you and lots of other fun stuff. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to share with you today is my As If Cowl. Now I shared one of these with you last time, but I have to share this. Oh my goodness. This uses 5 mini skeins of fingering weight yarn plus a main color, and it comes out this week, Thursday, September 14th of 2023, and it's coming out this week. Oh my goodness, this has been so fun to work on, and it's finishing up in test knitting right now, and it's, oh my gosh, it's so close to being ready, and I cannot wait. So As If Cowl, if any of you have seen Clueless, you know that Cher always says, as if. And I've been trying to take a picture of me with like an as if face, and I look ridiculous. So I will leave that to Cher, and I'll just do the knitting. So it's plaid because Clueless has so much plaid and bold colors. And look, I just want to keep looking at it. It's a pretty straightforward color work. There are lots of super complicated ones. This isn't one of those, but it's a nice rhythm and I really enjoyed it. So Thursday, if you want the best discount, you need to go and subscribe to my Substack, because on Thursday's post, it'll have all the best discounts, and the first one only lasts for like a day. So if you aren't on the email list, you may or may not get it in time. So if you are on the email list, it goes right to your inbox, open it, click on the link, and you're good to go. So As If Cowl, now this has options because, high fashion, lots of options. We have the 5 minis, we have a standard ribbing, but I also have an option written for just 2 colors. You have the main color and 1 complementary color throughout. I also have a drawstring option instead of just standard ribbing. If you're someone who likes to have it pulled in a little snugger at your neck, I do. This cowl is not super wide. Some cowls are like really wide. This is not, so I actually really like how this lays, but if you want to have it even snugger, maybe you have an even colder climate in the winter, I do have an option for I-cord ribbing, or a ribbon also is an option, eyelets, and you can cinch it in and it's super cool. So yeah, the 1 color option or 5 colors, drawstring or standard. Now this yarn is the Sheepyshire staple sock, and this is so fun. The main color is milk chocolate, and the mini set is called Vampire's Den, and each one is named a different thing. Each color is a different thing that goes along with vampires, like Merlot, or the Count, or I want to suck your blood. So it's a fun set of colors. She has a lot of other cool things, and oh my goodness, I was looking at her shop the other day and I was dreaming about making one of these, like the 2 color version with Evermore and Yeller Bananer. I like saying that when I can get it out. Bananer. But it's gorgeous. Now I have a question for you. Do you know how to figure out if colors are going to have great contrast for color work? The trick that I use is I take a picture of the yarn, preferably together, if I have a couple of colors, preferably together, and I take a picture and then I go into edit and I change the color, it has the 3 circles on my iPhone, it's like the contrast or whatever, the filters, I change the filter. So I scroll down to one of the black and whites, and when it's in black and white, it shows you how much of a contrast it's going to be. If the 2 tones are pretty close together, then it's not a very good contrast. The farther apart away they are, so the darker one is and the lighter the other, the more contrast it'll have in your knitting. So you know you're going to be able to see those colors so well. Now, when I was purchasing this, I didn't have the yarn in my hands. And I didn't want to buy all of the things. Well, I wanted to. I couldn't buy all of the things I was considering. So I took screenshots of the pictures in the shop, because the lighting is always going to, well, generally the lighting's going to be the same for the same shop. Most yarn dyers have really lovely lighting setups, and the Sheepyshire is one of those. So I took a screenshot of the ones I was considering. I went into my iPad or my iPhone and I changed it over to black and white, and then I compared those pictures, and that's how I knew that this was going to have a lot of contrast. It was really easy and kind of fun. It was fun to see how different colors work together, and there were a lot of options. This is what I landed with. So that is the As If Cowl. Check out Substack, Mountain Song Designs, and that's it. It's a big week for me, but that's it about it. So let's move on to the next thing. Now, I have a sneak peek for you for one of the next patterns that I'm working on. I have a couple brewing, but this is one that I have been loving working on. Do you remember, if you watched last time, I bought some new yarn. I bought this lovely green. It's Wonderland Yarns Forest Path, and this one I already had, Wonderland Yarns. It's Marianne base, Thorny Thistle. I knew I wanted to put these together, and I did. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh, it looks so good up there. It looks good in my knitting, but oh, it looks good under the lights too. This is going to be a scarf, and it's really fun. It's not overly complicated. I love complicated things, but sometimes when I need a really long scarf, I don't want it overly complicated, but it's reversible and easy to take with me. I love this. So I will be sharing more about that in the future, but I wanted to share it with you, especially since I already showed this to you last time. So that is it for designs. Let's move on to WIPs. So what have I been working on? I am on the second sock. It's one of my Fade into Neverland socks, but I'm making a shorty version. This is the first one, and look at the second one. Isn't that so fun? The inverse of the colors. So I think I'm ready for the heel turn. So I'm chugging along on these. These will definitely be done the next time I see you. So that is my first WIP. Next, now I started this a long time ago. Not that long ago, but it was months. And see how cute is this little sock? This is my Coffee and a Sunrise sock pattern. And this is the smallest size. It'll fit little ones. I believe this is Borroco Comfort Sock. I might have that wrong. If it's wrong, I'll write it down here. But this is the Coffee and a Sunrise socks. You can see the little coffee cups and sunrises. But I started the second sock and then I kind of put it away for a while, but I got it back out, started working on the heel flap again, and I think it's time to finish it. This thing is so tiny. It should be done, right? So I'm going to be working on this, get this off the needles too, and mark it as finished. The next thing I want to talk about, I'm not going to show it right now unless I'm able to take a picture later and insert it here. But I have started working on my Shetland Stars shawl again. It is Shetland lace on cobweb yarn. I did share it last episode, so if you want to see a bit more of that, check out that episode. I finally bought a big black sheet. I'm hoping to be able to lay it out and take pictures and keep track of my progress. I knit 5 rows, which wasn't as much as I had planned to knit this last couple weeks, but I was also waiting to take a picture. So I have that done, so I don't have any more excuses. I can get back to my plan of knitting on that. The 5 rows that I knit were actually much easier than I remembered it the last time I was working on it. I'm not very far in. So maybe I'm just at a point in the pattern where there are fewer, like having to count the teeny tiny blocks on a chart up to like 25 and then one yarn over, that kind of a thing. So maybe that's why it's getting a little quicker and simpler, but I'm enjoying that. So I'll be working on that. And I'm looking for a sweater. Now I've been working on a timely and I've decided I'm going to set that aside for a little bit. I really want a worsted weight sweater. It's that time of year. It's starting to get chilly again. You may hear the rain. It's fall, so it's not quite fall, but it will be soon. And so we're starting to get that kind of weather. And I want a worsted weight sweater. I have one in mind. I have the yarn picked out in my stash, and I just have to think about it and make sure that it's going to work together. But I will share that with you next time, hopefully. So that's it for WIPs. Let's move on to the next thing. The last thing I'm going to share with you today is a book that I read in the last 2 weeks. But first, I'm drinking my tea again, my novel teas. How cute is that? And the quote on the back is, "You can't get a cup of tea big enough or a book long enough to suit me." C.S. Lewis. I like that quote. It's so true. So that is my tea in my West Virginia mug, Starbucks. It's so fun. I have this cup because of knitting. Isn't that fun when you have stuff that isn't knitting related, but it is knitting related, and then you have these fun memories and you can think about it when you drink your tea. I love it. Now, the book I want to share with you is called Weyward. I listened to this audiobook. It is by Emilia Hart, and it's so good. It is so good. I loved listening to this book. The way that this story is told is fascinating. It follows 3 women through different times in history that are all related, and it's fascinating how their stories, there are some parallels, the way that facts of their history and everything are kind of woven together. It's given out at the right time. The information you get to know these characters better throughout. Now, I will say, if you are someone who can't read domestic violence books, that kind of content, this is not the book for you. There were some very intense parts of this book, but I will say that the author, she handled them so well. As I was listening, as I was reading, I even was thinking, this is impressive that we're in the middle of this awful scene. Like, it's awful. And it is still, it was okay to listen to. You acknowledge it, you accept it, but it doesn't like smack you in the face with the awfulness of it. So I was really impressed with the structure of the story and the way that tough things were dealt with. Now, it's not all tough. There are some really lovely parts to the story too, and the character arcs for all 3 women were so fun to watch. It's a lovely, lovely story, and there's magic thrown in, and I love a good bit of magic thrown in. So let's see if I missed anything. No, it was great. Go read it. As long as you can read that kind of content, go for it. It's fantastic. So that's it for me today, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, As If Cowl comes out in just a few days. It'll be available on Ravelry and on Etsy under MTN Song Designs on Etsy. Be sure to subscribe to my Substack newsletter so you get the best discounts sent right to your inbox. And you can follow me on Instagram. I'll post all of the things there too. And don't forget to subscribe here. So that's it. Thank you. Slán Siva, and happy knitting.
Country roads, take me home. to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads